What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Welcome back to another video. Now, this one, I need to talk to you guys about the crypto market because it's definitely concerning to a lot of people as to why crypto is continuing to fall. I know it's tough to kind of understand because you're always expecting crypto to kind of go up, but we see these larger crashes that happen, and typically these larger crashes happen after we see a larger increase of volume of the price of some sort of brand new news that pushes it to the top. And we thought, honestly, I can tell you that I thought as well that Ethereum ETF would have the same reaction as the Bitcoin ETF. Obviously, it did not. So we want to go into the factors of why the overall market is performing this way. And CoinGape has a breakdown of why they believe the five key factors, why they believe that this is the case. But I think it's just one of those with maybe a sprinkle of another one, right? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about where the market is and just have a discussion. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, if you guys want to leverage trade, feel free to check out my link for Margex down below, where you can start leverage trading, especially at lower prices where things do drop down to a lower end level. It's like, okay, if it's at a lower level price wise, then I can make a ton based off of the official movement, the official altcoin season, and how that does run. So feel free to check that out. Make sure you guys invest responsibly and do a 5x leverage. Maybe you could do a 10x leverage, but if you want to take that risk and go 50 or 100x leverage, then feel free to do so. But just make sure you're careful with all of that. But let's dive into where the market is right now. The market currently stands at a 2.16. Let me go ahead and update this. I'll refresh it. $2.16 trillion market cap, down by 2.24% on the day. We're also seeing Bitcoin dominance that is steadily increasing. It is currently at a 55.75% Bitcoin dominance, which honestly, I can tell you I don't truly understand why. You have a lot of hype around altcoins, but Bitcoin consistently has the kind of drive to remain dominant. And maybe we can say it's because of the established ETF for Bitcoin and how strong that makes it, because it now brings traditionalists into the market that allow them to hold for a longer period of time rather than just people selling whenever they get to a certain point because they want to take profit very quickly, or they want to or they get stopped out or liquidated or whatever, right? You're not doing that as you're investing into an ETF. But obviously, we want to see that overall Bitcoin dominance decrease down below 50%, down below 40%, and at those levels so that we can, see this altcoin season truly happen. Now, where these things are in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is down by 1.6% in the last 24 hours, 10% over the last 7 days, 2% or 3% for Ethereum, 10% over the last 7 days. You also have BNB that's down by 3%, 10% over the last 7 days. Solana is down by a significant amount, 22%. It tends to drop a lot more than other things, overreacting in a way, but down by 5% over today and 22% over the last 7 days. 4% for XRP and 9% over the last 7 days, which honestly isn't truly that bad, but it is still up in the same range for the last 7 days. It's just 1% off. 17% for Dogecoin, 5% for the last 24 hours, 12% for Cardano. Avalanche is 6%, Shiba Inu is 3% or 4%. Let's see. Litecoin is down by 2%, which has been more consistent, which I like Litecoin being that consistent. But over the last 7 days, it still is down by about 9%. So around the same range if you wanted to look at it there. But everything, you can see how things have been moving. There's like barely any positive things that are going on. Only thing you see is really stable coins. Let's look for something that's positive. You got Tron that's positive over the last 24 hours. You got Helium, right? You got HNT. You have some stable coins as well. But everything else, I mean, you're in the top 100. You're looking at things that are dropping a lot. Things that are actually dropping a lot with the percentages. Bread is down by 16% or 30% for the last 7 days. Jasmine coin is down by 10% or 25% in the last 7 days. You have Athena that's down by 8%. You have Beam that's down by 8%. So again, there's a lot of things that are dropping pretty heavily. And it's just because of the overall market. So let's understand why the overall market is falling. So in this article, right, that breaks down. Let me actually refresh this article. I don't know why it's coming up as something else there. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There's multiple articles here, I guess. But let me see if I could try and find it. Or I can go back and then go back into it. Go back and then go back into it. All right, so the crypto market crash. What's driving Bitcoin and altcoins crash? 5 key factors that's there. You have disappointing non-farm payroll data. The latest U.S. non-farm payroll data or payroll report revealed that only 114,000 jobs were added. 114% of jobs were added. 114,000 jobs were added in July, significantly below the anticipated figure. Additionally, the unemployment rate unexpectedly rose by 4.3%, marking its 4th consecutive increase, which could definitely be a factor. Rising recessions, which have always been a bigger deal. Literally for 3 years, we've been talking about rising recession fears and how people believe that the recession was going to happen in 2021, right? That things were going to absolutely, decrease down, and people were just not going to be able to buy things, and they weren't going to make enough money, and people were going to lose their jobs and all that stuff, which honestly has happened. But you also have the recession fears as we go in here, and being in a major recession. That's something that definitely hits a lot of hearts. Bitcoin long liquidations, which I've seen from the top down, where you see these bigger, holders and whales that are investing in at the peak point. But investing in a lot of money, hoping that it goes to 100,000, seeing those liquidation, which creates a trail or train of liquidations, which we typically see whenever we have any type of major push. However, we didn't really have a major push. Bitcoin did run a little bit, but everything else really didn't make a huge move. You expected Ethereum to make a huge move, but it didn't. The stock market decline, which typically, if we looked in the past before this bear market, we saw that the stock market and crypto market would move kind of inversely, and we would see the stock market rise, Bitcoin market fall, or the crypto market fall, and then crypto would rise, the stock market would fall. That's how things would work. Now it seems that they're all moving together, whether it's the same exact percentage or it's just the same direction. We see them moving because you have a lot of traditionalists that are now getting into the crypto market, meaning that they are buying and holding at the same time periods and selling at the same time periods, because that's kind of what their firm does, or what this long-term holder or traditionalist investor does. And then the last thing would be Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF outflows. Now, I feel like this is the main factor of this. Now, the reason why, right, you looked at Bitcoin and the outflows that came from there. I believe Grayscale was selling a bunch of Bitcoin, and that was a whole issue. And that's why Bitcoin went from like 60 down to 40. And it definitely dropped quite a bit. But then you also understand that it was the rise to 60 or rise to whatever it got to, like 70 or something. The rise to whatever it got to that really made that fall more believable to happen. This was a little bit of a shock because Ethereum did not run. Bitcoin did, but Ethereum did not run at all. It went from a $3,400 level to a $3,400 level on that same day. It actually started to decrease on that same day, which for Bitcoin, the first day of trading is when we saw things skyrocket to where as we saw that day progress, we saw the reversal of that into the next day, which was more negativity and more negativity and more negativity for about a week. We're seeing this kind of hit rock bottom from the start without having that initial increase. So the Ethereum ETF went live, or Ethereum ETFs went live, and automatically things started to drop down, which didn't make sense compared to what we've seen in the past. So a lot of people believed, me included, that Ethereum would see a rise and you would be able to take a little bit of profit in many different positions before that official dive started to happen. However, I guess it was the way people reacted to that, so that you saw the dive first, and now you're going to see the push up to a way higher level once you see this fall conclude. So it's something that definitely I didn't expect. A lot of other people didn't expect, but I believe the ETFs are probably the main reason. The outflows are the main reason because you want people to get in, especially Ethereum based on Ethereum. The Ethereum ETF is based on the movement of Ethereum. If you are looking for, if you're looking for an ETF that's all encompassing, you don't have that where it's based off of one position or based off of one business. For Ethereum, it's based off of just Ethereum. So you want to get in at the lowest price you can. So not only are you going to see selling points for liquidations, selling points for people that just want to get out and buy lower, but also the same thing over in the ETF side, right? People that are buying in, but then like, oh, you know what? This is too high. I'm going to buy in lower. So they sell at that point, taking whatever $100 loss or whatever, and then getting in at a lower point of 28 or 27 or 25 or whatever, right? 2,500, 2,700, whatever it is. I hope it doesn't go down that low. But the point is, people are looking for a lower price to hold for a longer period of time. If it was an all-encompassing ETF, you would have nothing to worry about because people would hold it for the success of everything in the market, not just one. But anyways, that's my opinion. I do feel like there's a sprinkle of a lot of other things because you're still seeing it decline and the stock market is not even open during the weekend. It's Sunday right now. You know that Bitcoin long liquidations, that's probably a sprinkle in there. But yeah, and other liquidations as well. I've had some liquidations and I plan on averaging into those positions to see it flourish because the lower you are, and the more it gets back to normal, the better your gains look. So then you end up gaining a lot more than what you invested or what you initially lost. That's kind of the where you go with that. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links that are down below. If you want to trade, leverage trade, I understand your fear to do so, especially as things are dropping pretty heavily, where it's dropping by 30%, which I never would believe that something that's already at a low would drop by 20% more. It's crazy to me, And say AVAX. AVAX was up to like a 40 cent, or sorry, a $60 price point, dropped all the way down to 30 or 22, and then started to increase. And I was like, okay, buying then. I want to buy some more. I bought a bunch. Then I started copy trading. Got it around 29 cents, but then decreased down to $29, but then decreased down to $22. It's insane to see that it's already at a low point and it's going to decrease down to $22 again. And some people believe it's going to go even lower than $22. And it's like, that's completely destroying a full year of gains that it did have in just a matter of a couple of months. So we'll see how this all plays out. All I know is that I'm finding the lows. I'm investing aggressively at the lows because I know that these prices are going to be massive when it gets back up to normal. And then when it gets back up to a high, it's going to be even better. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.